Hello, beautiful beings. My name is Terry Nightingale, and welcome to Awaken Your True Self. The vision of this channel is to awaken you to the wondrous, beautiful, divine being that you are, for you to be your most authentic expression in human form. So if that floats your boat, then do the regulars, like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. In this video, I'm going to talk about something that's very dear to my heart, and this is the importance of finding yourself. And I know when I say this, finding yourself, it's such an odd phrase to have in the first place, because it sounds as though you've lost yourself. And the reason why it's important to talk about it, which is another point, is because this is essentially what your spiritual awakening journey and your journey here is about. We come here and when I say we come here, I mean we come on YouTube, we come in the planet, we come onto the planet, we arrive where we arrive, and we arrive in the spaces that we do, whether it's a workspace, whether it's a relationship space, whether it's just doing some of the mundane things like going to the shopping mall. And we arrive in these places seeking, some of us more consciously seeking than others, looking externally for answers, looking externally for validation, whether that's in terms of finding that love or even in the manifestation of it. Because if we can manifest it, then we can validate, right? Then we can validate what it is that we are. And by doing that, looking outside, looking on the external, we miss the most important part of being here, which is really being present to you, to yourself. And when I say that, I don't mean it in the pursuit. This is why finding yourself is an interesting concept to use. I don't mean it in the pursuit of yourself, so chasing yourself externally, because you're here. You're right here. You're right here. You're there. But wherever you are, you're there. You're not somewhere in that relationship or in the job or in the money or in the healing or in the enlightenment or in the spiritual knowledge. You're not in any of those things. All of those things are just representations of what your inherent true nature is. And I talk about this a lot, and I feel like it's something I keep needing to talk about, because we forget. We watch this and we get it for like 2 minutes. We get it for 2 minutes, and then after that we get distracted and we go somewhere else, and we get pulled into something else, and we get drawn into another desire or an emotion or a thought or an activity that we need to do. And none of those things are wrong. But what we really want to look to achieve is to be in the embodiment of you, fully embodied. Not thinking about how do I ascend? How do I become more spiritual? How do I attain more of this? Like that's a very goal-oriented perspective on life. And look, there's nothing wrong with having goals. If you want to achieve things, that's beautiful. But the energy that comes from comes from a seeking. It comes from a wanting. It comes from a yearning of, give me this. If it's coming from a place of, let me create. But what I'm inviting you to do in your daily practice is to always come back to you. To come back to how you feel, how you sense, how you taste, how you touch, how you hear, how you know, how you exist, how you be. How do you be in a moment? How does that feel? What does it feel to completely encompass your entire being? To feel the physicality that is you, to feel the fullness of the emotions that you experience. Not to get lost in them, not to get indulgent with them, not to lose yourself in your mind either, but be present to the experiencing of you. That's my invitation. And that is essentially how you find yourself. As divine beings all here on this planet together, with all of the same stuff, with all of the same consciousness. But we're so busy trying to experience this consciousness outside of ourselves. I had someone who I did a reading with yesterday, and they were talking about how she feels like she's a starseed, but she looks at herself and she's like, why are these my borders? These are my borders. I mean, these borders. And I thought that was such a fascinating concept to look at. But that's why we're here. We're here to explore this expression. So I invite you, wherever you are in your journey, whether that is you're focused on ascending, whether that is you're more being drawn to self-inquiry, whether that is you're focused on your healing, whether you're just figuring out what type of ice cream you like. Be in the fullness of all of that. Be in the embodiment of you and your fullest expression. That, for me, has been the biggest lesson I've learned through making all of these YouTube videos and through this year and a half of full-on discovery of myself. And the more you can be present to that, the more you discover yourself and the more you unfold in that moment. So that's my invitation to you. Anyway, beautiful beings, I'm going to end it there. If you haven't yet, remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification button. And as always, beautiful beings, as always, I wish you love. Bye, beautiful beings.